The following marketing information and discussion is provided for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as professional guidance or consultancy. You should find an agency for that. Comexis is a digital marketing agency, so feel free to hire us. But otherwise, just enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Buyer's Journey by Comexis, a discussion-based podcast on the ever-changing marketing landscape. I'm Matthew McGordy, the social media content producer here at Comexis.
And I'm Josh Lyons, the digital marketing coordinator here at Comexis.
So today we are talking about Pinterest's earnings report, quarter 2 2019. Last week we did a lot, last week and the week before we did a lot on the different quarter 2 earnings reports. Pinterest is a great tool for marketers, for specific brands and things like that. Good social media platform. Not something that we use a ton of, but the revenue report came out a little bit after the Google, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. reports. But so I thought, me and Josh should definitely try and cover it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So a lot of this information is coming from Amy Gesson, who's on Marketing Land. Some of the big stuff is that, so Pinterest, they just went public in April, and this is their second earnings report ever since going public in April, and they generated $261 million in revenue during the second quarter of this year, which is up 62% year over year and nearly $60 million more than it earned during the first quarter of 2019. And of the $261 million it earned, $238 million came from the US. The site's monthly active users were also up, seeing a 30% increase year over year. Despite the revenue gain, Pinterest reported a net loss of $1.16 billion for the quarter, which it was impacted by, quote, RSU, restricted stock unit, expense recorded in connection with our initial public offering. The company expects to surpass $1 billion in revenue according to its full year outlook for 2019, reaching between $1.095 billion and $1.15 billion. So something to keep in mind is Pinterest went public in April. Pinterest has been doing a lot of stuff in regards to advertising and making their advertisements better. We've covered Pinterest stories in the past, talking about how they're adding different video features, talking about IKEA using them to basically digitize portions of their catalog and things like that. So Pinterest, I feel, is on a really great direction to just continue to become a better place for advertisers to put their budgets in. While I cannot speak for Len, because Len is on vacation, typically we say 80%, 40 goes to Facebook, 40 goes to Google of your ad budget, and then there's 20% you have left to use for platforms like Twitter, Snapchat, Amazon, et cetera, depending on your business, your brand.
And now Pinterest.
I think if you are somebody who is like, I don't know, an interior designer, if you are some sort of DIY company, if you are doing things that Pinterest's core market is kind of about, which is sort of arts and crafty, DIY-y, interior design-y, things like that, then advertising on Pinterest makes a ton of sense. I think that's the whole reason IKEA did it. They wanted to take their catalog, save money printing all of it, right? But it also it's better than just throwing it on a PDF for IKEA, right? They're making it more interactive and making it easier to interact with in general, and sort of pushing it that way, which I think was really smart. Josh, do you have anything to add before I go into international reach?
Yeah, it's one, when you look at like Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter, they tend to be less, depending on what campaign you're on, it's a lot more about, awareness and getting more consideration for what your product or service is. Pinterest to me feels very end of the funnel consideration into the purchase phase, where, like you said, for the DIYers, the interior designers, it's very, you go on Pinterest. I don't use it often, so I don't know if it's changed recently, but you go in, you search whatever you're looking for, a lot of photos pop up, and then it's very like click to purchase. Mm-hmm. Like it's very easy to go in, search something, and turn over and immediately purchase something. So I think it's utilized correctly for your industry or whatever your product or service is for. It's very heavy into the consideration stage that leads quicker to a purchase than other platforms.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it definitely touches awareness, consideration, and purchase. I think awareness just because you can stumble upon pins, right? But I do agree that sometimes people are just searching for things on Pinterest, and because of its tagging system, it can become a pretty good search engine for that specific regard. So you're getting into the consideration phase. That's where it's almost like Google image search, but for Pinterest boards and for other things like that. And the ads that get displayed, unlike in Google, so when you do a Google search and you get an ad, it's just text-based. In Pinterest, it's visual-based. So you're getting a search, and then you're having somebody have their ad appear. And for reference, if they're just on Pinterest looking through their pins and stuff like that, like, you're also going to see ads as well. But the search feature can still enhance that. If somebody's searching for, I don't know, arts and crafts for some reason. Let's say you're AC Moore, which for those of you who don't know is a brand in New Jersey that sells arts and crafts. I don't know how international they are, but the point is, if you go and you are searching for arts and crafts sort of things, an AC Moore ad could theoretically pop up if you're advertising as that, and that is like what will appear during that search, and then you have the opportunity to find their products locally or online or something like that. I'm not going to do a deep dive explaining how advertising works. I think you guys got that. But my point is, I can see Pinterest expanding in really smart ways, especially with the video features that we've talked about before, really making it even better to advertise on the platform. So Gesson Hughes wrote that Pinterest CEO Ben Silverman said that the company is continuing to, quote, grow and diversify, and, quote, its advertiser base and improve ad measurement capabilities for brands on the platform. Here's a quote. This is part of our larger and ongoing effort to create value for businesses on Pinterest, said Silverman. During the second quarter of 2019, Pinterest introduced mobile ad tools, stuff we talked about earlier, that let advertisers create and manage campaigns from their phone, launched new video capabilities, which we've also talked about before, including an updated video launcher, scheduling capabilities, and dedicated video tab within business profiles. And then Pinterest is also going to be focusing on some e-commerce initiatives, again, leading to an even better in-person purchase phase conversion. I mean, we talked about how Instagram adding its buy now feature is just taking it from awareness, consideration to purchase very quickly, and being able to do that all in app, all in platform is a huge power to have, something that we know Snapchat needs to be doing.
And they will.
And they will, inevitably, right? Yeah. But I mean, I think that's really smart for Instagram. I think that was smart when Facebook did it. Less clicks in-app as much as possible, and that's really gonna fuel a lot of nice e-commerce for them, which I'm sure they will love, because that will continue to fuel their ad revenue. Josh, you want to add anything before we close out? Okay, that's all for today's episode of The Buyer's Journey. Check us out on Comexis.com, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcast, and follow us on Twitter at @buyers_journey. Thanks for listening.